Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So we have just wrapped up the Carta Magica Digimon online premiere TO event for June. This was my third official event that I participated in for the month of June. I am unable to participate in the Top Cut event next weekend, but that's okay. So this, like I said, this was my third event that I participated in, and today I ran Green HerculesKabuterimon. I'm not going to go through the deck list profile myself because, one, it's not my list, so I would basically just be repeating somebody else's content. So instead what I'm going to do is I am going to leave a link in the description to Max Tapera's video. This is card for card the list that he outlines in the video there. So I take no credit for coming up with this list. I just watched his video, I really liked the list, and I decided to give the deck a try. And we ended up going 5-2 with this list today. I really do like this deck. It can do a lot of really awesome things. And with that 5-2 record, we placed 35th. We were just outside of top 32. So unfortunately, similar to yesterday, our tiebreakers were unfortunately not good enough to for us to sneak into the top 32 and pick up that very nice Greymon promo. But in all honesty, it's totally fine. I had a wonderful time playing in the event today. Met a lot of really awesome people again. Played a fellow Torontonian who was also playing green, so that was really cool. So I just want to get into the match recap. This is probably going to be a very short video because, again, I am not doing the deck profile. That video will be in the description down below. So, round one, I lost. It was awful. It was an awful match. I bricked both games, didn't find any level 4s at all. So I just had a bunch of megas in my hand that I couldn't get out onto the field, a bunch of megas and level 5s that were just, you know, bricking my hand, couldn't do anything. It was over very quickly. And that really kind of, you know, put me in a sour mood for the rest of the event. It was a very bad way to start, and I just wasn't in a good mood after that. But I decided to keep playing because, of course, you know, I could have gone, you know, X1 and still cracked top 32, so I decided to keep playing. And we went into round 2, and we won in round 2. Again, I didn't brick in round 2, so that just was really good. I don't remember what I played against in round 2, to be perfectly honest. Even though it was only just like 6 hours ago, there was a lot of matches today. And when I was doing my Twitter archive of this, I didn't say what deck I played. I just said, won round 2. Amazing how much better a deck operates when you don't brick. So I obviously didn't brick, but we ended up still winning round 2. Round 3, we played against what I assumed to be a red Ancient Greymon deck. I never actually saw any Ancient Greys, but I did see the pieces that you would want to put under an Ancient Grey. So I'm assuming it was a red Ancient Grey. I did see Omnimon a couple of times throughout the matches, but I'm assuming it was Ancient Grey with Omni in there. And I was able to win that round, and I was able to build up a Chaosmon and swing through an unsuspended Omnimon, and that just felt so good to pierce through an Omnimon after they previously, on their turn, they put Omnimon down to kill my Chaosmon, and I had a HerculesKabuterimon in the raising area. So I brought that up, and then I can't remember if I swung HerculesKabuterimon into security. I don't think I did, because I really wanted to just make sure I got rid of their Omni. So I just threw the Chaosmon down and was able to kill the Omni. I had a couple of things underneath it to boost Chaosmon up to like 17k. So it just felt really good to be able to kill an Omni and then get a security check out of it. So that was round 3, and then in round 4 I played against Blue-Green ImperialDramon. I won that round. I won in 2 games, and that was when, like, I just really started to get into the deck. This is the first event that I have played a list like this, and I just started to get a little bit more familiar with the deck and figure out some of the nuances and the ideal situations of, like, when you want to do things, when you want to leave things in the raising area, what mega you want to put Chaosmon on top of. So it just started to, like, the deck just started to really, you know, function well, and I really started to enjoy the list a lot more getting into the later rounds. So I unfortunately did have one of my megas. I think it was a Nidhoggmon that died to an Omnimon in security, which really hurt. I think they had like 2 Omnimons for the top end, and I hit one of them in security, which again, yeah, that really hurt. But I was able to bounce back and snag the win there, and that put me to 3-1. So, moving on to round 5, I won against a green deck. I believe I saw both versions of Chaosmon. I definitely saw Volderarm, but I can't remember if I saw just regular rare Chaosmon. And I don't think I saw any HerculesKabuterimons in there either. So, it was a very interesting green list. I was fortunately able to win. My opponent, unfortunately, bricked pretty hard both games. They were able to get a little bit of momentum going in game 1 or 2. I can't remember which one, but in the other game, there was almost just nothing that they could do. There was a couple of times where they had to just hard cast Blossomon on more than one occasion in one of those games, and it was just really unfortunate. And then they tried to dig for, I had a Nidhoggmon on field suspended, and I had the 4K Kabuterimon blocker on field, 4 or 5K, I can't remember what one it is, I think it's 5, but whatever. Basically, it would get suspended and then sent to the bottom from Nidhoggmon, and they just tried to dig for one, and they couldn't find it, and they had a whole bunch of Blossomons in hand, and so they kept suspending stuff to get the free Blossomon evolutions, to get the draws to find a Nidhoggmon, but they did find it, but it was off of, after they had already evolved everything, they hard cast a Tentomon, and I had Ken on the field, so I was going to go to 3 anyway. So they hard cast Tentomon, and they flipped the Nidhoggmon and brought it to hand, but it was too late, and I had a Nidhoggmon in hand, ready to go, and as soon as, like, as I was watching them just, like, suspend more Blossomons, I was like, this is just really good, and I was able to just board wipe 5 things, and, you know, from that second Nidhoggmon that I had in hand. And it just felt really good, and I think like one round, or one turn later, my opponent scooped. So yeah, so that was round 5. And then we moved into round 6, and I played against another green list. I played a fellow Torontonian, so that was pretty cool. We got to chatting afterwards, that was really nice. And yeah, so he was playing a green list. We went to 3 games. All 3 matches were very good matches. I had a wonderful time playing against this opponent. And yeah, he had some really interesting strategies in his deck. He had Metal Tyrannomon in there, and I talked to him a little bit about that afterwards, and it was just really interesting what the Metal Tyrannomon was doing for his deck. And it just was a really interesting green list. So shoutouts to him, that was really cool. And so I won that in 3 matches, and so I was 5-1 going into round 7. And in round 7, I played against another Yellow Wargreymon. That's actually what I played in round 2. I played against another Yellow Wargreymon in round 2. That's what it was. So round 7, I played against my 3rd Yellow Wargreymon of the day, and it was just kind of like poetic to lose the first and final match to Yellow Wargreymon. The first game was kind of close. If I had had a couple better draws, I may have been able to snag a win. But game 2, I had no chance. I bricked hard. I had only level 4s and 5s and 6s in my hand, and just giving Yellow Wargreymon that much memory, my opponent was able to just, you know, run wild. He was able to accelerate into a Wargreymon very quickly, and then with the Angelomon underneath, with, you know, trashing some of his security, he was able to just put a whole bunch of rookies on the board. He threw a couple of Bushis down and a Loosemon down, which just was really hard to do anything against. And so that was the end of our event. So like I said, I lost in the final round, which gave me a record of 5-2. I was really hoping that because my tiebreakers against, or because the standing of the 2 opponents that I lost to, obviously losing in the final round, that opponent was 6-1, so they had a very good record. And my other opponent, the person that I lost to at the start of the day, I believe they finished 4 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. I think that was what their point spread looked like. And so I was feeling really good about my chances of cracking top 32, but unfortunately my tiebreakers just weren't there, and I was 35th. So it was a really, really close attempt at top 32, and definitely better than yesterday. My tiebreakers from 5-2 had me in 40th, so being 35th is now an improvement upon my best standing that I have done in one of these official TO events. So all in all, I am very, very happy with my performance today. Obviously, it would have been nice to pick up that Greymon promo, and like I said, I'm not able to participate in the Top Cut event next weekend. So those were my 3 chances at picking up a Greymon promo. I definitely wasn't aiming for top 8 by any means, but it would have been nice to crack top 32 in one of the events, but that's how it goes sometimes. It was all good. I had a blast playing in these events, and especially today, I really, really enjoyed playing this Green HerculesKabuterimon list. I'm definitely going to continue to be playing this deck. There was a deck in the top 8 that was a Green Mega Kabuterimon list, so I'm interested in looking at that list. Green is my favorite color to play, so I'm definitely going to continue to see what other green lists are out there and then just get some more practice in. Obviously, my biggest problematic matchup for today was Yellow War Greymon, so I need to do some more testing to figure out exactly what I want to do when I'm playing against Yellow War Greymon, but that is just a very, very strong deck, and it's definitely my biggest problematic matchup for sure. I know that the deck can handle it, but just in terms of how I was playing, I was just not prepared enough to deal with Yellow War Greymon, so to my detriment, I should have done some more testing to be able to deal with that, as that's one of the most popular decks right now. But it's okay. It's okay. I got a little bit of experience playing against it today, and I'm gonna, definitely do some more testing against Yellow War Grey specifically, just to see how I can, further improve my matchup against that deck. Thank you everybody so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below, and feel free to subscribe if this is your first time here. Also, if you played in this Carta Magica event today, let me know in the comments down below how well you did and what deck you ran. I'd love to go through the comments and see how well you all did as well. Thank you again everybody so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.